Oh, hi, Mark. Alrighty, it's been a little bit since I showed off a portion of my collection, at least it seems like that to me. But today we have the first shelf of three of my Italian horror collection. Well, actually, of two and a half. I'll probably just condense the second two shelves into one video since I don't actually have a full third shelf. Um, I don't know. That's for me to figure out whenever I make the second and possibly third videos. So anyway, let's just get right into this. So first up here, hell of a movie to kick off with, Cannibal Holocaust. I own this. Um, I watched this movie once with the animal killings in it, and then I proceeded to watch cartoons for like 3 hours. Yeah, the whole animal killing thing, it's not for me. I think it's repulsive and morally gross. So I've seen this movie a couple of times with the animal killings edited out because I refuse to watch it with those in nowadays. Next, we have The Case of the Bloody Iris with Edwidge Finnick. I think that's how you say her name. Edwidge Finnick? I don't know, man. I remember this being pretty good. A lot of these gialli kind of blend together because they are very similar. But I remember it being good. Kind of based in an apartment complex sort of thing. Castle of Blood. I gotta level it with you guys. I don't remember this movie. I've seen it. I don't remember it, though. American author Edgar Allan Poe visits London. He is approached by a British journalist. Oh. Okay. All the macabre stories based on actual experiences. Okay, I actually do remember this to an extent, and it was a pretty damn good movie. It's been a while since I've seen a lot of these, man. I recently kind of got out of Italian horror, so... Oh, God, I remember this movie. Door into Silence from Lucio Fulci. Lucio Fulci is my favorite director. This is my least favorite Lucio Fulci movie. This is the only Lucio Fulci movie that I outright dislike. This is not a good film. I really, really dislike this movie. But I need to keep it around to, pad my Lucio Fulci collection. Anyway, Dario Argento, 5-film steelbook. This one has some good stuff on it. It's got Do You Like Hitchcock, Trauma, Phenomena, The Card Player, and Tenebrae. So, Trauma, I really don't like. Because, well, the main character in Trauma is a child molester. Like, am I wrong? Pretty sure he is. Like, pretty 110% sure that's exactly what he is. Because the girl is 16 in the movie, right? And he's like 30. Gross. Like, maybe it takes place in Canada, because I'm pretty sure the age of consent is different in Canada than it is in the United States. Pretty sure it's 16. Still gross. Yeah, I don't really care very much where it takes place. That's nasty. And then we have The Card Player, which, is later Argento. It's not very good. Do You Like Hitchcock? That one, well, it wasn't very good either. But I do like The Video Store and Do You Like Hitchcock? He's always going into the video store. And then Phenomena and Tenebrae are just absolutely fantastic, both of them. Yeah, that makes it worth owning right there, is Phenomena and Tenebrae. Great movies. Cat in the Brain. By the way, guys, if you guys watched my regular shelf by shelf, you may have seen some of these movies in my collection before. because a while back, we're talking probably a year or so ago, I didn't have my Italian horror films separated from my regular horror films, like just my general horror films. Same with my slasher films. We already did the slasher films, so shelf by shelf though. And so you may see some films that you saw there, but not very many, because I think I got most of these after the shelving arrangements got changed in here. So, Cat in the Brain, I love this movie. This was actually the first film that I ever saw from Lucio Fulci, which is kind of crazy, actually, because when you watch Cat in the Brain, there's just a ton of other Lucio Fulci stuff in Cat in the Brain, and it's really weird to see all of that and then start actually watching his other movies, and you can kind of see this came from this movie and that came from this movie. Yeah, it's interesting, but Cat in the Brain is pretty great. The Church from Mikhail Suave. You know, I'm not really huge on this film. I love Stage Fright from the same director, but I don't know what it was about this movie. I couldn't quite put my finger on it when I first watched it, but I was not huge on The Church. Really at all. The House of Clocks. This is another Lucio Fulci film. I think it was made around the same time. Maybe not. I'm just gonna say, oh no, it was made in '89. Door into Silence was made in the '90s. So I guess, yeah, around the same time as Door into Silence, and House of Clocks is awesome. I have very few complaints with the House of Clocks. This is actually a really cool movie. So it's not that Lucio Fulci had lost his touch by Door into Silence. It's just that Door into Silence is a shitty movie. The Long Hair of Death. I remember being kind of bored by this one, if I'm being entirely honest. Yeah, I don't remember it very well. I just remember I didn't like it very much. I mean, it's an alright movie, but... Then we have the Midnight Madness triple feature with A Blade in the Dark, Macabre, and Shock, and all three of these are Lamberto Bava films, aside from Shock, which is like a Mario Bava / Lamberto Bava film. You know, I think I was gonna say A Blade in the Dark is my favorite one, but you know, I don't know. It's definitely not Macabre. Macabre definitely isn't my favorite one, because the whole appeal of Macabre is the shocking ending. Other than that, it's just kind of, I don't know. It might be Shock. That's my favorite one, because Shock is... I remember that one being pretty fun. I remember A Blade in the Dark being a little long. Yeah, 109 minutes. So, probably Shock. Then we have this other midnight movie triple feature from Blue Underground, The Bloodstained Shadow, Short Night of Glass Dolls, and Who Saw Her Die. I don't really remember The Bloodstained Shadow. I remember liking it a lot. I don't remember the movie very well. And then Short Night of Glass Dolls. That was a pretty good movie. A film where a guy's like on an autopsy table, and he's kind of recalling how he got there. That was an okay movie. But I do remember that my favorite of these movies was Who Saw Her Die, which is actually a film about a child killer. Because, well, I'd say that's my favorite because it's about a child killer. Like, that sounds really bad, but it's like, that's just an extra step of darkness that, like, just most movies don't take, is, children dying. So, then we have this one. I think this is my least favorite. Yeah, this is my least favorite of the Blue Underground triple features, We have The Fifth Chord, Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion, and The Pajama Girl Case. I don't know that I've seen The Pajama Girl Case. I may have. Because like I say, a lot of these gialli blend together. Unfortunately, they just do. I don't... Yeah, The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. That wasn't a very good movie. At least I wasn't huge on it. I shouldn't say it wasn't a good movie, because it was. And then The Fifth Chord. I actually remember enjoying The Fifth Chord quite a bit. But, yeah, The Pajama Girl Case, if I've seen it, I don't remember seeing it. And then The Forbidden Photos of a Lady Above Suspicion. I know I've seen it. I just don't remember being huge on it. The Red Queen Kills 7 Times. This one I'm actually a fan of. I remember this being really atmospheric. Kind of having a lot of gothic landscapes, as well as the killer just has such a beautiful, like, striking look to it. And, yeah, and then, of course, it just has all the other giallo goodness in there. I don't rewatch gialli very often, so I don't remember a ton about them. Speaking of movies that I don't rewatch, Manhattan Baby. I've only seen this movie the once. This is another Lucio Fulci film. This is one of my least favorite Lucio Fulci movies. I do need to rewatch it, though, because I have never rewatched this movie. And, you know, I kind of feel like I need to give it another shot, because I was, like, falling asleep the first time I saw this movie. And that's not ideal, so... Murder Obsession from Ricardo Freda. I sort of kind of remember this movie. I don't know. I remember it being okay. Pelts. This I do remember. It's interesting. It's an episode of that Masters of Horror TV show. This is Dario Argento's episode. It's got Meatloaf in it, which is interesting. But, you know, meh. It's later Dario Argento. It is what it is. It's not the best. It's not the worst. Sallow or the 120 Days of Sodom. Yes, I do own this. Incredibly disturbing. I mean, I have 2 other videos on my channel just dedicated to this movie, and I don't even really like it that much. But, you know, it is what it is. It's kind of it's one of those movies that you keep around in your collection just in case someone goes, oh yeah, I've never seen Sallow or the 120 Days of Sodom. And you can be like, what? You've never seen Sallow? And you show them Sallow. You're like, yeah, did you like the part where they ate poop? Like, it's pretty much what I keep it around for. The Sister of Ursula. This is a very sleazy giallo, which, you know what? No complaints here. Yeah, I liked The Sister of Ursula. Good shit. Good shit. Then we have this one, The Secret Killer, which is in this, like, weird... Is Rogue Video a legit releasing company? I bought this when I knew nothing about Rogue Video. I still don't know anything about Rogue Video. But, I don't know, man. It was cheap, and it was, who put this out? Like, what was the director's name? I feel like this is an Umberto Lenzi film. It doesn't say on the case. Okay. Oh, speaking of sleaze, Slaughter Hotel. This is one of the sleaziest films I have ever seen in my natural-born life. This is ridiculously sleazy. If you're looking for a movie that is literally just tits and kills, Slaughter Hotel is your movie. This movie has so little plot. It's ridiculous. like, it is basically softcore pornography. It's ridiculous. But Slaughter Hotel, it's fun. Obviously, it's a fun movie to watch. Sodomas Ghost, I've only seen it the once. Another Lucio Fulci movie. This one was pretty cheesy. I'm a little offended though. Like, I was expecting a Nazi castle. You know, like, look at that. Look at that cover art. I know you can't see it very well because fucking reflections and shit and glare, but like, you look at that and you just expect a Nazi castle, and it disappoints. It disappoints in that aspect. Oh, another Lucio Fulci movie, The Sweet House of Horrors. This one was hilarious. It is a very bad film, but it is a very funny film because it's very bad. So that does it for the first shelf, guys. Yeah, so I'll catch you on the next one.